This is why Jesus cannot be God.
We're really doing this wannabe philosopher stuff again, huh? Just scraping the bottom of the vomit-encrusted barrel containing the absolute worst of what Islamic Reddit has to offer.
We ask our Christian friends, in order for a thing to be truly or fully God and possess the divine nature,
That's literally the same thing. If you're using the word God as a predicate, meaning a description of one's nature, then to be fully and truly God is to possess the divine nature, because nature refers to the whatness or quiddity of a particular being, whether animate or inanimate.
must this thing be ungenerated and without cause? If they say yes, then it follows that Jesus is not the same kind of God as the Father, as Jesus is generated and caused eternally.
Yeah, so this is an excellent example of shoehorning one's own conclusion into their premises so as to get the inference that best comports with their preconceived biases. He's trying to force us into a false either-or dilemma. Now let's hear this quote-unquote argument again, but all the way through.
In order for a thing to be truly or fully God and possess the divine nature, must this thing be ungenerated and without cause? If they say yes, then it follows that Jesus is not the same kind of God as the Father, as Jesus is generated and caused eternally. If they say no, that a thing does not have to be ungenerated and without cause, then it follows that the Father could be begotten and generated from another divine person, and that divine person be generated and caused by another divine person ad infinitum to affinity past. And so Christianity fails to give a coherent justification or solution to this problem.
So for those of you who didn't catch it, he's intentionally confusing hypostatic or personal properties with essential properties. In other words, he's collapsing the categories of nature and person, which according to St. John of Damascus is precisely what leads the heretics astray, that they view nature and subsistence, or the individual instantiation of natures, as the same thing. In Orthodox theology, being uncaused or caused, whether the mode of causation is via begetting or spiration, actually has nothing to do with possessing the divine nature, because causality, begottenness, and spiration are the unique hypostatic properties that individuate the divine persons from one another. St. Gregory of Nyssa puts it like this. For the differentiation of the subsistences makes the distinction of persons clear and free from confusion, while the one name standing in the forefront of the declaration of the faith clearly expounds to us the unity of essence of the persons whom the faith declares, I mean of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. For by these appellations we are taught not a difference of nature, but only the special attributes that mark the subsistences, so that we may know that neither is the Father the Son, nor the Son the Father, nor the Holy Spirit either the Father or the Son, and recognize each by the distinctive mark of his personal subsistence, in illimitable perfection, at once contemplated by himself and not divided from that with which he is connected. Having the divine nature has nothing to do with being uncaused or caused, because those are the individuating properties that are proper to the persons, not their common essence. The Father is denoted as such because of his being uncaused. The Son is denoted as such because he is the direct effulgence and radiance of the Father's being, and the Spirit is denoted as such because he proceeds from the Father and rests in the Son, existing from the Father because of the Son, though not through a common spiration from both persons as a single causative principle. Jesus being eternally caused by the Father, as opposed to being uncaused, does not mean he's not the same kind of God as the Father, because kind refers to nature, which is identical with respect to the Father and the Son. It just means the Son is not the same person as the Father, which is precisely what Trinitarians believe. In conclusion, Jesus having the divine nature has no correlation with his being caused by the Father. It just means that he's the Son because he's caused, or specifically generated, in a manner intrinsic to the Father. As St. Athanasius says, for the Son is in the Father, as it is allowed us to know, because the whole being of the Son is proper to the Father's essence, as radiance from light and stream from fountain, so that whoever sees the Son sees what is proper to the Father, and knows that the Son's being, because from the Father, is therefore in the Father. So the essence of the Son is the essence of the Father, because the Father eternally generates the Son in himself.